What's going on? In this video, we're going to discuss how to build wealth with $0 the easy way. So yes, you can build wealth with $0 starting off with no money, no experience as a beginner, etc. Did you know that 79% of all millionaires got their money through their own efforts? They're self-made. They didn't get their money from their mothers and grandfathers. That means that only 20% of the population inherited their money. Did you know that the number one reason why people can't invest in real estate has nothing to do with money? It's not because they can't get the equity. It's not because they can't get the debt. The reason why is because they don't have a purpose. They don't have proper time management. You know, when I was in high school, when I was in college, the college professor said the reason why people in college can't get A's or B's, and the reason why they continue to get F's or D's is because they are allowing their focus to be all over the place, right? So instead of focusing on schoolwork, they're scrolling social media. So instead of doing their schoolwork, they're watching a basketball game or just idling time. They're just going to a bar or just passing time instead of being totally focused on the task at hand. So this is the number one reason why people can't invest in real estate, because the money's there. You got thousands of people looking for a safe place to put their money at. They want somewhere to put the money at. They want to make 30% of their money, 50% of their money. So anyway, in this video, I'm going to give you the 3 top reasons on how you can start off building wealth with $0. So let's begin. By the way, before we get into it, hit the subscribe button to get more content just like this. Number 1, understand your why. Why is it that you want to invest in real estate? Either just to make money, because it can't just be just to make money, even though that's a strong motivating factor. I mean, everybody got to eat, everybody want to go on vacation, everybody want a nice car, nice house, all that good stuff. But you got to understand you're about to commit your time, your efforts, and your resources towards this particular strategy, right? So you got to be very clear about what it is you're doing, why it is you're doing it, and whatever those reasons are. I mean, some people invest in real estate for financial legacy, right? To give money and resources to their kids when they die, or to make sure that while they're alive, they can live well, right? They want to improve their quality of life. Or some people invest in real estate just to be able to quit their 9-to-5 job. They want financial freedom. They want to be able to write 20 hours a day, or they would like to do art 20 hours a day, or they would like to be a fashionista, or they would like to create a new product. Maybe they want to experiment with a new way to do toothpaste, but they don't have the time to do it because they're obligated to work their jobs, right? They don't have the mental space to think about creating the ideas that they want to do in their life because they're focused on how they're going to pay their rent, right? So once you understand your why, that will help you to be able to get through all the obstacles and challenges that's going to come up investing in real estate, because it's not an easy thing to do. It's not an easy thing to start. It's a very challenging thing. I mean, look, I ain't going to sugarcoat it, because this is something that every real estate investor has to go through, whatever capacity of real estate you're in. Another component to this is thinking about where in which you want to invest in real estate at, because the time commitment goes according to what you want to do in terms of real estate, right? So let's say if you want to invest in REITs, which are real estate investment trusts. These are types of stocks that totally focused on real estate stocks, and these stocks pay dividends quarterly, right? So you can invest your money into a REIT, right? And they can pay you dividends quarterly. That don't take a lot of time. You can still continue to do what you want to do, work your 9-to-5 job, be an artist, and you can collect dividends as these dividends come in every quarter. They always pay dividends. 90% of the income from dividends they have to pay out as dividends. So that's not a huge time commitment. Some people want to just buy a house to live in, right? So they get approved for FHA or conventional, and then they live in the house, right? And they just want to just buy one house, pay down the debt, and then over 30 years, they'll have a lot of equity built up, right? That's another good way to invest in real estate. Other people, now, by the way, with that last one, there's not a huge time commitment because you are getting the money from your job and you're using that money to pay your mortgage, taxes, and insurance. So therefore, yeah, you have a piece of real estate, you're building up equity, and yeah, because you have that house, home prices increase 3% per year. So therefore, you have something that you can leave to your kids. So that's another strategy to real estate. The third strategy to real estate is fixing and flipping. Now, this takes a large amount of time, right? Buying a house and living in a house don't take a lot of time because you're not treating it as a business. To fix and flip, you have to treat that as a business because you're going to buy a property, you're going to buy below market value, you're going to renovate that house, and then you're going to put it back on the market to resell. The amount of details that go into that is a long process, right? It's a tedious process. It's a long process. Now, the payoff is rewarding, but you can do it though, but the amount of time you're going to dedicate to that is larger than the first two strategies. It's larger than you buying a house, living in a house, and then you paying the mortgage, taxes, and insurance every month. You don't have that type of time. The time is just different. Investing in a REIT, you don't have any type of time commitment. You literally just, the only time commitment you have is taking the money from your bank account and depositing it into a stock that you think is good, right? So that's the third way, is fixing and flipping. Now, with fixing and flipping, there's different ranges in how many flips you could do a year. Maybe you just want to do one flip a year, right? Some people want to do 5, 10 flips a year, right? Some people want to just do 20, 30, 40, 50 flips a year. And then you got to think about where you want to do these flips at. It's always good to do these flips in the hometown where you're living at, but if prices are too high, you got to go out the state, out your city, and do these types of flips. So it's a huge time commitment, huge time commitment. The next process is buying and holding, right? Now, you have different stages of buying and holding. You have buying and holding 1 to 4 units, right? That's residential. You have buying and holding commercial properties. That is another aspect. So same thing apply. You're looking for undervalued deals and you're looking to buy them, you're looking to renovate them, and you're looking to sell them once they're fully renovated. Now, you can do that as a strategy with multi-units, or you can buy and hold them for the long term, right? But the time commitment for that is a lot of time and a lot of resources. Another skill set you got to develop if you want to do buy and holding for larger units is learning how to raise money. You have to learn how to raise equity from partners because starting off, you're not going to have the money. There's a skill set on how to learn how to do that, right? There's certain elements to learning how to do it. You got to understand the deal. You got to understand how to put together a deal. You got to understand how to put an offer on a deal. You got to understand how to negotiate. And you got to reach out to people that has money who trust you to be able to use that money to invest in real estate, right? So how do you go about doing that? Well, you got to network. You got to get out there and tell people who you are, what you're doing, and what you're trying to do. It's all different types of ways to network to raise the money you got to raise. Another thing is, after that, you have commercial properties. Commercial properties are properties that you could buy like warehouses or manufacturing plants or manufacturing places where you can buy the property and you can hire a broker to rent out that manufacturing place for you, and then you pay the mortgage, taxes, and insurance, or you can have the tenant pay the mortgage, taxes, and insurance, and then from there you would have profits at the end of the month. That's another strategy. Another strategy is you can become a broker, which is buying and selling homes, buying and selling multi-unit properties, buying and selling commercial properties, buying and selling development land sites. I mean, look, I can go on and on and on about the different strategies of real estate. But the main thing is, though, is to understand the purpose of why you're doing what you're doing, selecting a niche within these strategies you can do, selecting one of them, picking one, and then following through that for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 10 years, because you're not going to get it the first year. It's just not going to happen. Now, there are some anomalies where people have done really well their first year. You can do well. So it's about picking the one you like and staying with it, staying true to it. And then once you perfected that one thing, then you can go to the next thing in real estate if that's something you want to do. So it's all about picking the purpose and understanding what you're doing and why you're doing it. The next thing here is to understand that you have to understand the knowledge of all these different aspects, right? Not in intimate detail, but you really want to understand the basic strategies of each one. Once you understand the basic strategies of each one, then you have to do a deep dive, go in depth into one of these strategies. For instance, I was doing fixing and flipping. A really good book to read about fixing and flipping is from Keller Williams. It's How to Buy Homes to Fix, Sell for a Profit, something like that. I think it's How to Buy Homes to Fix and Flip and Sell for a Profit. There we go. That book right there tells you everything about how to buy and sell a single family house. Now, if you want to learn about multi-unit properties, that's a whole nother book. It teaches you how to fix and flip multi-unit properties, right? Over 6 units. Another whole strategy, right? So it's about doing a deep dive into that particular strategy you want to do. Let's say you want to manage multi-unit properties. It's a book on how to manage. It's a different strategy from fixing and flipping. That's a different strategy from buying multi-unit properties. That's a different strategy from buying and selling commercial properties, right? So you have to pick a strategy and do a deep dive. Get every single book you know about that topic. Look at mentors that have gone into that particular a niche within real estate. Study it. Go on. Look at as many videos as you can about it. Go to real estate conferences about it, and now you become the expert in it. And now within this, right, you learn the game. You learn how it works. You understand the rhythm of the game, and then now you become a part of the game. And because of that, you're going to easily be able to raise equity, easily be able to, to get banks to do your deals. And the last part of this video is to execute. Execute, execute, execute. Once you figure out what it is you got to do, you figure out a business plan for it, and you go out there and do it. Until the next time, I'll see you soon. By the way, if you